It was an unusual day at the training academy. Instead of the usual drills, sprints, and endless practice games, Messi had decided to hold a special class. He called it How to Play Like Messi, promising insights, tricks, and techniques that only a few in the world could ever hope to understand. The classroom, set up in one of the stadium's spare halls, was bright, clean, and surprisingly cozy. Posters of Messi's greatest goals lined the walls, and a small blackboard stood at the front, ready to host diagrams, strategies, and a little football magic. Messi, dressed in his Argentina jersey with a calm but determined expression, stood at the front, chalk in hand. He had a plan, a structured lesson full of demonstrations, tips, and personal stories from his football journey. Today, he would share not only how to dribble, pass, and score, but how to see the game in ways that ordinary players couldn't. He cleared his throat, the room falling silent, anticipation buzzing in the air like electricity. Ronaldo and Neymar entered the classroom, each wearing their national jerseys. Ronaldo in Portugal, Neymar in Brazil. Messi smiled faintly. He had expected this mix of personalities would make the class interesting. Ronaldo, as always, carried himself with confidence, exuding a sense of superiority that bordered on comical, while Neymar bounced in energetically, a mischievous grin plastered across his face. "Good afternoon," Messi began, his voice calm and precise. "Today we're going to talk about vision, control, and decision-making, the three things that separate good players from great players." He began drawing diagrams on the blackboard, illustrating movements, passing angles, and space exploitation techniques. The chalk squeaked lightly as he drew, and he looked over his shoulder with a small, proud smile. Ronaldo, however, seemed unimpressed. He leaned back in his chair, stretching and yawning, clearly feeling that he already knew everything Messi had to teach. Before long, his eyes grew heavy, and despite Messi's instructions, he drifted off into a gentle nap, chin resting on the desk, lightly snoring. Neymar, on the other hand, had a completely different approach. He whispered jokes to himself, tossed paper balls at Ronaldo, and occasionally threw a playful glance at Messi as if daring him to scold him. Messi, unfazed, continued his lecture. Dribbling isn't just about speed, it's about anticipation. It's about knowing where your teammates are, predicting the defender's moves, and keeping the ball as if it's an extension of your own body. He demonstrated with a small ball on the floor, rolling it between his feet, tapping it lightly and shifting directions with an effortless elegance. Neymar, unable to resist, reached for another small ball and tried to mimic Messi's movements. Of course, he immediately tripped over his own feet, sending the ball bouncing across the room and narrowly missing Ronaldo's face. Ronaldo, half asleep, flinched awake, startled, and glared at Neymar. Neymar just laughed, rolling on the floor, as Messi shook his head, though a tiny smile betrayed his amusement. "Focus, Neymar," Messi said patiently, though his calm tone contrasted hilariously with the chaos around him. "It's about control, not theatrics." Neymar grinned but continued to whisper jokes, subtly mimicking Messi's gestures, exaggerating them in a cartoonish, playful way. Ronaldo, meanwhile, tried to sit upright, adjusting his hair, clearly annoyed at being woken up but too sleepy to argue. Messi decided it was time for a demonstration. He dribbled the ball through imaginary defenders, explaining each move aloud. "See how I keep the ball close, change pace, and move unpredictably? This is what creates space and scoring opportunities." Neymar tried again, adding a dramatic spin that sent him sliding across the floor. Ronaldo, in an attempt to assert himself, kicked his own ball with too much force, sending it bouncing into a stack of notebooks, causing them to collapse in a small avalanche. Messi paused mid-demonstration, glanced at the pile and sighed lightly, clearly suppressing laughter. The lesson continued with Messi showing passing techniques, quick flicks, and precision shots. Neymar tried to distract him, occasionally tossing imaginary opponents in the air, making funny faces, and even pretending to trip over his own shadow. Ronaldo, half paying attention, was more concerned with adjusting his jersey and checking his reflection in the window, clearly forgetting the lesson entirely. The climax of the class came when Messi decided to demonstrate a full dribbling drill. He set up a miniature course using cones and small obstacles. Messi moved through it with effortless grace, ball glued to his feet, narrating each move, explaining feints, quick changes of pace, and sudden direction shifts. Neymar tried to follow, adding acrobatics, flips, and unnecessary spins, while Ronaldo charged in with bravado, only to slip on a stray paper ball Neymar had thrown. The room erupted in laughter, Messi included, though his tone remained calm as he instructed them to focus on fundamentals. By the end of the lesson, Messi had demonstrated everything he had intended: dribbling, passing, shooting, anticipation, and vision. Neymar and Ronaldo were exhausted, tangled in a mess of balls, paper, and laughter. Messi, however, stood serenely at the front, chalk in hand, ball balanced on his foot, calm as ever. "Lesson complete," Messi said with a small smile. "Remember, it's not about showing off. It's about understanding the game, controlling the ball, and respecting the field." Neymar, still giggling, tried to sneak another paper ball towards Ronaldo, who pretended to ignore it but ended up slipping again. Messi just shook his head, enjoying the humorous chaos he had created by trying to teach the best of the best. As the class ended, Neymar and Ronaldo thanked Messi, mostly for surviving the session, and walked out joking and laughing about who had learned the most. Messi quietly cleaned the blackboard, still in his Argentina jersey, reflecting on the joy of teaching, the unpredictability of his friends, and the sheer fun of turning even a football lesson into a memorable comedy. And so, Messi's How to Play Like Messi lesson ended not just with tips and techniques, but with laughter, chaos, and memories that would be recounted for years. A perfect blend of skill, fun, and football magic.